happened was, it started when I was a little kid, like literally 8 or 9 years old. I used to watch Sumo coming from Japan on ABC and NBC, and it would come on every few months or so, I guess during bashos, and I would watch it, and I was just fascinated with what I saw. These big guys who were venerated and appreciated in Japan, and beyond how the guys looked and how the pageantry of sumo looked, I just love the fact that it was very simple but very complicated at the same time. You win by forcing the man out or by getting him to touch the dojo, and there are so many ways that you can do that. And I like the fact how sometimes the small guy would beat the big guy, or sometimes the guy who didn't look as strong or athletic as the other guy would win. And I love this. I got to get into this. I didn't have a chance to get into it until many years later when I did a story for a newspaper on Manny Yarbrough, and I did the story and talking to his coach. Essentially, the guy said the same day, we kind of came to an agreement. You could do this too, and the rest is history.
Just spill from my lips, feel big from the bit. Take a sip till I pass out. Try and get grip, but it don't make sense.
Well, I don't consider myself retired, although physically and chronologically, I might as well say that I am. I mean, I really would like to compete in sumo more. My last competition was, I believe, 2002, and so I really love being involved in sumo, even though I don't compete at a high level anymore. Essentially, it's just a beautiful sport. It's a beautiful martial art. It's a way for people to come together in competition and in fellowship. And, what's better than that?
Sumo wrestling with U.S. Sumo Federation President Yoshisada Yonesuka and an active competitor and analyst Kevin Carter.
Sumo is a martial art that's more than 1,000 years old. There are 70 winning techniques. What should we look for tonight?
Well, they could push out each other from the ring or drop the belt to throw or even trip.
These are really big guys. Let's take a look at some of the winning techniques now.
Okay, this is going to sound a little funny, but I'm going to say it anyway. My favorite amateur sumo tori is me. Because one, sumo's done so much for me, and I'm so thankful for it. And I'm so happy that I got a chance to get involved in it. And I got to say this, I've watched a lot of sumo. I probably watch more sumo than anyone because I'm a person with no athletic ability whatsoever, and I was able to succeed fairly well in sumo. That tells you if I can do sumo, anybody can do sumo. So the second part of it is Kyokushuzan from Mongolia and Chiono Fuji, one of the greatest yokozuna of all time, kind of share my favorite sumo tori designation. Kyokushuzan because I tried to pattern my style after his. He was very versatile. He used to do techniques that no one else would do, and I like to think that I did that too because I used to study techniques and I used to try to learn them on my own, and later on studying in Japan and Hawaii. And Chiono Fuji was the most dominant sumo tori I've ever seen. He was also a smaller man, but unlike myself, he was smaller, but one of the strongest sumo tori I've ever seen. And he had the powers of concentration and intimidation unlike anyone else this side of Hakuho. And that's why I really like Chiono Fuji.